Legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, relentless, you survive. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, they'll ride into smoke when the fire is fierce. No, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die. They're written down in eternity, but you'll never see the price it costs. The scars collected all their lives. When everything's lost, they pick up their hearts and defense defeat. Before it all starts, they suffer through harm just to touch a dream. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die. When the world is calling out your name, begging you to fight. Pick yourself up, what's wrong? Pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. You've been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. And buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what can get you. You feel a dream, can't you see getting closer? Just surrender, 'cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding open. It's a picture in the pulpit and your blind devotion. There's something breaking at the brick of every wall, it's holding all that you know. So tell me, do you wanna go where it's covered in all the color lights, where the runaways are running the night? Impossible come true, it's taking over you. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now.
Hello and a happy new year, or in harmony.
Hello, 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 and a happy new year.
And it would help if I turn the microphone off. That's the sort of Friday night we're talking about. Anything can happen. Anything, anytime, anywhere. So yes, it's I, on Darian ASMR. Here tonight, here live, here for you. Haha! Let me take these headphones off. So, apart from the little clangor with the microphone being switched off, I honestly hope you can hear me. I honestly hope there is no issues with the audio or the video like there was last week. Do please give me a thumbs up in the chat to let me know. Interestingly enough, I've got the house to myself this week. My parents are away on holiday. I'm able to be me. I can be what I want, when I want, how I want. I can record ASMR, I can record live streams, I can do multiple live streams, I might even do a live stream on Instagram, I don't know, maybe on TikTok. But yes, I am here, I'm excited, let's do this. So, excuse me, I will have to turn off the mic first. So, first of all, how's your week been? You know, do join me in the chat, do join me in the commentary and all that. I've got the live chat up so I can see what's going on. And as you can see, I'm full of pep, full of vibe, full of good stuff. You know, I'm excited. I'm excited because it's not often I get opportunity to do live streams like this. You know, where I can be myself. I can be at a volume, you know, it really does make a big difference. And I even got a new lamp. I've even got a light attached to my camera. So, you know, it really does make a difference. As you can see, we are illuminated. We have everything. I've got my Warhammer books in the background. I've got my action figures, my comic books, you name it, on display in the background. Believe me, this is not how it's going to go. It's just that, as I say, I don't often have the opportunity to live stream in this style or this manner. Normally I have to be a lot quieter on a Friday night, but, you know, this is it. This is the golden opportunity to really make some noise, make some, you know, interact with me. I can sing songs, I can, you know, do things that I want to do that I normally can't do on a live stream. Within reason, of course. We're not going to go down any route that is unsavoury or, you know, dangerous or anything like that. But, you know, we can be a bit more excitable, a bit more action-packed, shall we say. And I think that's the future of these live streams, because there will come a time where I will be able to be more like this during a live stream, because there will be a new space coming soon for these live streams. I'm not going to say too much. That's going to be soon, but I'm excited for the future of this channel. I'm excited for the future of my content. Everything, absolutely everything. It's really, the future of this channel is really looking up. I'm working with some amazing ASMR artists and voice actors on my projects. We've got something really special in the pipeline, including the Halloween collaboration which is the vampire. It's called the Blood Harvest Ball, and it's basically the Halloween special I'm planning this year. So if you're an ASM artist or voice actor and you're interested in portraying a vampire, please contact me on Twitter. Please contact me on Instagram. You can email me. You know, leave a comment down below and I will get back to you on Twitter or Instagram. You know, leave your Instagram handle, leave your Twitter handle. I can find your email address on your channel if you're interested. Just let me know in the comments of this live stream that you're interested in participating. I look forward to hearing from you. What else? I recorded 3 bits of audio today for a special project that I'm doing with a friend, myself and Guinevere. So we've got 3 new Clio and Trajan videos in the pipeline. There's also the 3 prequel stories that I'm working on for the Blood Harvest Ball, which I've already written. I've yet to record. I still need to record my piece for my springtime collaboration, you know, trigger special. I've got something in mind though, so watch this space. It's going to be interesting. It's something I've never tried before, but I'm going to record it this weekend. I've sorted out some more scripts with other ASM artists and voice actors for to bring the story forward. We're going to bring Lord of War and Heartache's story forward a bit. I think that would be better, rather than trying to, you know, wait for people to come on board directly. I'm working with who I've got, and we're doing it that way. So I'm quite happy, you know. Excuse me, this is only water. This is only water in my Dalek glass. I am a Doctor Who fan. So yes, please do interact. Please do discuss and share. You know, this is an interactive live stream. I like interacting with you. Please do say hello. But I think what I'd like to do is there is something I do enjoy, and that's singing some songs. I have some songs that I love singing, and I don't need the desktop audio. We can turn off the video capture device because we don't really need that. As long as we've got the mic and auxiliary, I can put some music on. As long as I can hear everything coming through and you can hear me, please do enjoy. And yeah, so I can actually sing loudly today, so that makes it a lot easier. I'm not tied down to being stuck to a certain level. So let me just look up some songs. I'll start with one of my all-time favourites. I will honestly start with one of my all-time favourites. And I'm going to take the live chat out so I can still see the chat and respond to it. Pop out chat. I'm going to put it on the side of my streaming. I'm actually quite glad that we're streaming okay tonight. I reckon the problem I was having last week, although I was having problems with the software drivers, which I've now updated, I think it must have been something to do with Twitch, because I was double streaming to Twitch and YouTube, and I think the problem may have been with Twitch rather than YouTube, because we don't seem to be having any concerns with audio or visual this week. which is a good thing. I'm going to put this back to live chat so I can keep an eye on who joins. And there is a few things also I do want to raise, but I will do that after I've sung a song or something. Every so often I might sing a song. I don't know. I haven't decided. But there's a few things I want to discuss regarding... I'm a big Warhammer 40,000 fan, for example. So if you're into Warhammer 40,000, hang on. Goody! Hello! Hello, my good sir. Good to see you. You've just come in time for me to sing a song. I'm going to sing Jim Croce, I Got a Name. Pine trees lining the winding road. I've got a name. I've got a name. Like the singing bird and the croaking toad. I've got a name. I've got a name. And I carry it with me like my daddy did. But I'm living the dream that he kept hid. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. Like the north wind whistling down the sky, I've got a song, I've got a song. Like the whippoorwill and the baby's cry, I've got a song, I've got a song. And I carry it with me and I sing it loud. If it gets me nowhere, I go there proud. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. There's basically a guitar solo at this point and it sounds really good, but you know, for copyright reasons I can hear it, but sadly you can't, but it's really good. And I'm gonna go there free. And a fool I am and I'll always be. I've got a dream. I've got a dream. They can change their minds, but they can't change me. I've got a dream. I've got a dream. I know I could share it if you want me to. If you're going my way, I'll go with you. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. Rolling me down the highway, moving me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. And that is what I'm... Oh, you could hear the guitar box playing. Oh, well, never mind. Que sera. Que sera. Oh, it's because I had desktop audio playing. Never mind. Never mind. But that is my anthem. That song is my anthem. Because, you know, I've got a dream. And I know there's one of you out there who knows my dream. And we're working on it. We are working on it. And I am so pumped, so excited for it. You know, you can't begin, dear viewers, to feel the excitement and the enthusiasm I'm feeling for the future of everything. You know, I feel I haven't felt this good in a long time, and it is, you know, it is something incredible. You know, it's something really, really amazing. I'm not going into details because I don't want to give spoilers, but things are looking up. Everything is looking, you know, as bright as this new lamp on my, you know, that is why my picture's so clear. I have a new lamp on my camera, I've got better lighting, I've got better everything. It's just feeling so good, and I'm feeling so good. I have not felt this good in a long time, and I am going to sing it from the rooftops. I am going to shout it from the top of my lungs. You know, you can't stop me now. You know, go on, world, do your best. Because you can't do your best, because I'm doing even greater. You know, let's do this. Oh dear, what have I become? What have I become? You know, not so much a gentleman, but you know, I should be a pep talker. You know, I guess I should be a, what's those people? One of those speakers. You know, where they strut up and down the stage going, you can do this, you can do this, you can do anything you want to do. Just believe in yourself and you can make $1 million. Terrible American accent, I know, but 9 times out of 10 they are American, so I do apologise. What was I saying? You know, indeed, you're a tiger, you're a lion. You know, I am motivational, thank you, because I am feeling motivated. Everything that's happening at the moment is motivating me towards a new horizon. And, you know, you can do it as well. You can do it as well. You've just got to believe in yourself. And that's the problem I was lacking. I was lacking self-belief. And I think that's where a lot of things fell flat. And in the last few weeks, everything has started to fall into place. There's been things happening, positive things happening, that have opened my eyes. I'm going to take these headphones off because I don't really need them. You know, there are things that have been happening in the last couple of weeks that have really pushed me forward, that have really given me ideas, creativity, I mean, you know, creativity, originality, beauty, absolute beauty in itself. And I simply cannot, I mean, I know this person is watching, and, you know, I really honestly cannot thank them enough for being a part of this whole thing, because, you know, together we are creating something really, really special, and that is what I'm so excited to be sharing with you in the future. Something special to, you know, for everyone to enjoy. You know, I think it's really, really gonna push the boundaries of storytelling and creativity. And I couldn't do it on my own. I just couldn't do it on my own. So I am so grateful to this individual for helping me through this and sharing their knowledge and their skills. And, you know, it is just, I'm genuinely excited. I mean, I've been saying in the messages that we've been having that I'm excited, but you know, typed words and emojis can't actually genuinely express just how excited, how emotional, how motivated I am by all this. You know, it really does. Oh, it's making the dream work. Absolutely making the dream work. You know, it is taking everything to the next level. And, you know, excuse me, I'm just going off camera for a second. I didn't think you wanted to hear me sneezing off camera, so yes. But you know, it absolutely. I've put my headphones back on because, to be honest with you, you know, it's just I really can't. Oh, and I'm not quite sensual, but I honestly really can't express entirely how much everything that we've discussed means to me. I mean, it's incredible. Everything is falling into place. It just merges together so wonderfully. You know, it's creating a whole new picture, and I love that. I absolutely love that. I think sometimes with a project you need a fresh perspective, because in truth sometimes, yes, it can go a bit stale if you just stick to one formula. Sometimes you've got to adjust the recipe, adjust the formula, you know, because what might be a recipe that you like might be improved by the addition of another ingredient. And in truth, excuse me, I'm just going to have a sip of water. You know, I really do believe that sometimes what is needed is another ingredient. And this ingredient that's come along is the perfect ingredient. It is the seasoning, the spice that brings it all alive. You know, sometimes you create something and you eat it repeatedly. I'm using the analogy of a meal. I am using the analogy of a meal. But you bring something along, and after a while, the taste gets a bit bland, and you realise that something is missing. So perhaps you add a bit of salt and pepper, thinking that would jazz it up a bit. You know, something a bit more flavoursome to add some life. But it doesn't always work with just salt and pepper. And I bet I'm making you all hungry out here by using this analogy as, you know, as a sign of creativity. But sometimes that sort of thing doesn't always work. Sometimes you need a bit of allspice. Sometimes you need a bit of pumpkin spice. Sometimes you need a bit of mixed spice. Sometimes you need a bit of chili. You know, add some heat to the flavour. You know, sometimes you need to add a bit of lemon, make it sour, or even a bit of sugar, make it sweet. It's a good job I've eaten because I'm sorry. Oh boy. Oh god. Oh. 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 Oh boy. Ooh. Oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm surprised it just oh. 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 Oh boy. Hello, Nick. Nice, lovely to have you here, my friend. Oh dear. I was talking about creativity, and I was using the analogy of creativity of what I do, storytelling, in comparison to a meal, and I was talking about salt and pepper, spice, chili, lemon, sugar. Oh boy. Oh, I think I pulled a muscle. Oh, oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, it's a shame Amanda wasn't here to see that. She would have loved that. Oh, but seriously, yes, I was using sort of cookery to... I was using cookery as an analogy of creativity. And saying, you know, when something feels a bit bland, you have to add a bit of spice to it, or, you know, some other flavour just to bring it to life again. And I think what triggered me was I was probably being too animated, shall we say. But seriously, you know, this whole new project that I'm working on with a friend, a collaborator, friend first, collaborator second, we are absolutely we are working on something incredibly special, something that I don't think the community we're part of has ever seen before. I don't want to give too much away because, as I said earlier, I am really genuinely excited about this. I really have some good feelings about this. And I'm just going to double check if I'm still live, or if I'm just going to... do this again. There we go. But yeah, seriously, I am incredibly excited. As I say, I had huge technical difficulty. I've not even had a drink tonight. I'm drinking water. But last week there was no live stream because there was huge technical difficulties. And I think that was because I was trying to live stream on Twitch and YouTube. I think there was a problem via Twitch now. I do think it was a problem via Twitch. So, for the time being, I'm going to continue with YouTube and find another way of streaming to Twitch. I might consider doing gaming streams via Twitch. I have Steam, so it's easy for me to link that to my Twitch account. At the moment, I haven't got any sort of multiplayer games, but I will work on that because I would love to do multiplayer games. There's a few on the list that I want to get. So fingers crossed you'll be seeing more of that on Twitch. I certainly am going to be doing more of these regular live streams. There's some exciting news regarding that on the way, which I'm not going to say too much about, but you may not see me in these familiar surroundings in a while. Potential new streaming room on the way. Potential new streaming room on the way, which is exciting. As I say, I'm able to be a bit louder, a bit more on the mic tonight because I've got the week to myself. My parents are away for the week. I'm here. I'm live. We're good. So you might see a couple of live streams throughout the week. Not necessarily in this format, but I might do some gaming live streams as well. With what I've got, you know, like Sims 4 and I've got a few puzzle games that I like to play. So I've still got some recording to do this week. I've got a video to make for my springtime collaboration. I've got 3 more audio videos to record. I recorded 3 today, but that's with another participant, so I've got to send her the script and what I've recorded for her to record her lines. But at the moment, I've got some solo scripts to do and some other scripts to send out to friends, which will be nice to get done. I'm going to try and finish up some other projects. So it's all looking good this week. I'm really going to hit the ground running, and basically today I already have. You know, I've still got till next Friday. I mean, tomorrow's only Saturday. So if I get up early, or try and get up early, I should have the whole day to create, record, edit. You know, the weather here in the UK is rubbish, which means there's not going to be any kids outside. Excuse me, I've just got to respond to a message. I've just got to respond to this. Those are over. I just need to clear this up. I've just got to clear something up. yeah, it's okay. I made a mistake. I hold my hands up to making mistakes. So I just had to respond to that because I didn't want to leave it for too long and cause any upset. It's always best in certain situations to be a mediator and a what's the word? Diplomat. You've got to be diplomatic sometimes, and when you make a mistake, you've got to hold your hands up to it. So I hold my hands up to it. So I'm sorry for that brief pause, but it was important that I responded to those messages on Twitter, because otherwise it would have caused upset, which I don't want to do. I don't ever want to upset anybody. So, let's see, what else? I've waxed lyrical about quite a bit at the moment. I might be filming my painting of my Imperial Guard army for Warhammer 40,000. It's pretty much the previous models, not the new models. There's some models I'm not a fan of in the new era of the game, but there's a lot of models I like, so swings and roundabouts, absolute swings and roundabouts. So that's something I might try and do nearer the end of the week. What else? It's difficult because once you start thinking about other things you want to talk about, they start going out of your head. I've spoken about all the exciting stuff that's coming, and now the not so exciting stuff is coming into my head, which makes it a bit more. Sorry about that. Yeah. How have we been going? Oh, blimey, we've been going for just over 46 minutes already. That's pretty good going. Well, I hope your weeks have been, every one of you, your week has been going well. As I say, please interact and chat and ask questions, anything you want. This is an interactive live stream. I want my viewers to be a part of this. I really do. It's getting to the point now where I'm saying I'm thinking. La, da, da, da. See, that's the thing. I don't come into these with a plan. I never plan my live streams. I like them to be instantaneous. I like them to be spontaneous. I don't have anything in mind. What happens. If I stall for a thought, I stall for a thought. It's just the way it is. I'm not one of these big channels that have loads of sponsors or lots and lots of viewers to interact with, to say hello to and all that. I mean, I've got 782 subscribers. That's pretty good going for a channel that's nearly 3 years old. I mean, it turns 3 years old on the 24th of June this year. So, if I were able to hit 1,000 subscribers by then, that would be fantastic. Anything more than that would be a bonus, absolute bonus, because, you know, I really do work hard on this channel. You know, I create this content for you. I've had people say to me in the past, you shouldn't create content that makes you happy. You need to create content that the people want. Society, I'm not saying people, I'm saying society is fickle. Society is a fickle thing. The thing is, certain trends, that's why they're called trends. They go in and out of fashion. And I think a lot of the content that is made on YouTube, granted there are channels that are similar to me, you know, storytelling, voice acting, you know, combined live acting as well. However, you know, I am trying not to be what I refer to as a clone channel. I'm not trying to be a clone channel. And when I say a clone channel, it's when you say click on your subscriber button, you know, when you click the button at the side of YouTube and you have home, shorts, I'm looking at the screen at the moment, and then third one down, subscriptions. And if you click on subscriptions, I'm not going to show you my subscriptions page, but I mean, I'm just clicking on mine for an example, and I can see about 8 videos alone in my subscription feed from different channels that are pretty much the exact same content. That's not to say they've all just copied each other, because that's not true. But the whole premise is the same. And I'm not going to say what the videos are, I'm not going to say who the content creators are, because that would be unfair to them. You know, that would be absolutely unfair to them. So, basically what I'm saying is, I'm trying to keep everything to me, not because I'm making it because it makes me happy, because it does make me happy, but I'm trying to keep myself as sort of you know, someone looking in, you know, who's on the outside looking in. That's not to say I don't want to reach big milestones, because I really do. I really do want to reach out to as many people as I possibly can. The reality is, the truth is, that I purely want to be me. You know, I purely want to be who I am, what I create, why I create it, how I create it, and that's pretty much it. You know, I don't just want to be cut and paste. Yes, I do have a few cut and paste videos in my early channels, and it just, excuse me, it just makes my channel feel a bit more personal, you know. It just creates that more personal touch. That I'm not saying no one puts their personal touch into their content, because they do. Everyone does. Everyone puts their own mark on their content. But when it's, you know, sort of cut and paste topicality, shall we say, cut and paste topicality, it starts to merge into everything else. It merges into the ether, the background. And I think that's when you start to realise that society once a trend starts going out of fashion, society will quickly move onwards from that trend. Now, I'm not saying that that's happening at the moment, and I'm certainly not saying that's how it's happening or anything like that, if it is. What I'm saying is, storytelling never goes out of fashion. Everyone loves a story, whether they read a book, go to the movies, because let's face it, a movie is watch a TV series, because movies and TV series are visual books. Video games are stories as well. They have a storyline. What else? Even music has a storyline if you have a concept album. Like Pink Floyd's The Wall, for example. That has a storyline to it. Tommy, the rock opera by The Who, that has a storyline to it. So technically, that is a story. Musicals, videos, books, video games, comics, not counting factual because that's obviously non-fiction. So basically anything like documentaries or anything like that would count in the non-fiction sections in a library, shall we say. But storytelling goes far back beyond even when we've only been recording human history for 6,000 years, and that's a fact. Recorded history only goes far back as 6,000 years. And or maybe slightly more, depending on which civilization you're talking about. I mean, it could be a little bit earlier with the Mesopotamians or the Abyssinians, whichever one it was that created cuneiform. But storytelling started out as word of mouth. And exactly, trying to do what others do, doing what's trendy, won't guarantee success if others do it better. Now, granted, there are storytellers like me in the community. There are amazing storytellers who create amazing character-driven videos. The difference is we all have our own universes. We all have our own characters. That's what makes it original. That's what makes it different. We all have our own ideas of how our universes look, sound, how our characters interact with each other, with the viewer. And I think that's where the beauty of storytelling comes in. There will always be a want for stories. I believe that. I believe even when we go far into the future, there will always be a place for storytelling. Because what might be fact now will be the myths and legends of the future. We might have something now that becomes what is to us the Trojan horse, or King Arthur, that sort of thing. So I honestly believe, I genuinely believe that there will always be a place for stories, and that's why I create what I do. Mostly because it does make me happy, because it means I'm using my imagination, I'm using my writing skills, I'm using my creativity, but at the same time, it's a tried and tested concept. It's like I think there will always be a place for animation. I mean, I know there's a lot of talk about AI coming in, but I don't think AI will ever truly replace genuine craft of animation. Whether it's stop motion, hand drawn, obviously with Disney and Pixar and DreamWorks and all that, that's CGI. But it's all made with a human behind it. And I definitely think that things like AI will never... I mean, granted, in the far future, yes, it may do. And that will be a shame, because there won't be any real humanity behind what we create. You know, the animator, the artist, the writer, the musician even. You know, it'll get to a point where humanity won't even need to create anything. It'll just be artificially beamed into their... I agree. I do agree there. I think it will open doors for those, but I think there will still be a call for more traditional animation as well. I do believe there will be a call for more traditional as well. I genuinely do think, you know, you make a fair point. You do make a fair point there about AI making animation easier. And that is true. That is true. What I'm trying to say is that all the time we still have, you know, I mean, I am dabbling. I will admit, I am dabbling with AI content and all that. I have been playing around with it to create some not audio, but visual imagery. Not a great deal, but it's there. It's there. In all fairness. But I think I'm still glad, in fairness, that you still have to have a human input for it, and I hope that will remain to be seen for a long time to come, because I think that's what it really needs. Any form of animation, any form of music, any form of writing or cinema genuinely needs that human touch. I think that's the point I'm trying to make. Anything that is created needs to have the soul and the spirit of a human behind it. And I think that's the most important thing, you know. Because when you think about it, CGI to a degree is created through artificial intelligence anyway. I mean, you know, yes, it's done through a very basic form of artificial intelligence, because obviously it's done through a computer and manipulated by humans. But at the same time, it is still made by humans. And I think that is... I honestly believe that the... Thomas, hello, welcome. Lovely to have you here. Welcome indeed. I hope you're doing well. It's lovely to see you in the chat. But seriously, yeah, I think humanity needs to still have involvement in creativity. I don't think it should go entirely over to machines, because you need the spirit of humanity within it. And I think that's why I love writing scripts, because I think it really does... I'm able to put myself into my characters. I mean, when I create... I've just... You're very welcome for the welcome. Yes, you're very welcome indeed. Because when I write my characters, my specific characters like Volkov, Maximus, Rafik, Arik, Dante, who we've yet to meet, but you will meet him soon. Trajan, who else? Lord Eldred, Petrovich, Gideon. I've got a list of whole different characters, Vespasian even. A little bit of myself goes into each character. A little bit of the characters each has a trait from me. I think Volkov and Maximus allow me to play with my, shall we say, darker side of my personality, because they are both vampires. Rafik allows me to play with my more sinister, manipulative side. Plus, he is not afraid of Maximus. He is one of the few people who is not at all afraid of Maximus. Excuse me, I've got an itch. You know, so it does make a huge difference that you can put some of your personal self into what you create, and I think that's so important, and I think that's what's making this project that I'm working on with my friend really important, because we're both putting elements of ourselves into this new content, and it's really exciting. I really do feel that what we are creating together as a duo is something incredible, and I know we're going to be discussing a bit more at some point in the coming days, weeks, months. You know, we've got so much we want to do and so many ideas we want to share with each other that I'll be absolutely honest with you. It's like a breath of fresh air. It is like an absolute breath of fresh air. It really has opened my eyes to creativity, originality, how I approach everything project-wise. You know, it really has made a huge difference. And the support my friends had for this for my whole endeavour from the very beginning has been absolutely overwhelming. You know, it really has been amazing, and I can't sing their praises higher, to be honest with you. You know, they have picked me up when I'm down. They've, you know, pushed me onwards in the best possible way. You know, they've given me that friendly pat on the back. You know, on your way, go. You know, go forth, my son, go forth. You know, and if you can, I can never remember the poem, but it'll be like something. And if you can do all this in something, you'll be a man, my son. I know it's If by Rudyard Kipling, but I can never remember the actual poem. But things are just. I feel so good. I haven't felt like this in a long time. You know, because I do have anxiety. I have PTSD. You know, I'm autistic. I have various mental health concerns, physical health concerns as well. And this is the boost I've been needing for so long. Absolutely needed this. And as I said, it's a breath of fresh air. Absolute breath of fresh air. I don't know if I'm going to go on for much longer, because I actually want to do a few more live streams in the week. So I think, because I've got the house to myself, I can actually do that. I can actually enjoy myself. So I'll see how long it can go. But Justin, hello. Yes, exactly. it's been a huge boon to me since I've been watching it since ASMR, since it was known as the Whisper community, back in the early 2000s. That's how long it's been. And I was there from the very beginning. I actually remember GB ASMR's channel starting. I've been there from the very beginning. But you know, it's changed a lot. It's changed. I mean, I started about 3 years ago this year, and just thinking on my feet now. And you know, I started my channel 3 years ago, and yes, it was never like an overnight success like a lot of these channels are, but sometimes you just have to find your audience. Just want to check, Justin, when you said you're still figuring out your character, do you mean as in for one of my projects or a character of your own? I just want to double check. We haven't discussed any participation, have we? I can't remember. Please do let me know if we have, because my mind is like a sieve. I don't have the greatest of memories at the moment. I've had a lot happening in the last couple of weeks, which has really thrown me off track. So it's been a difficult few weeks, to be honest. I might have to take a pause and get some more water in a minute. Yeah, it did. It boomed into this. I mean, you know, I can't even remember the name of many ASM artists from the very beginning. You know, I think one of there's two that I know of, because the last video she uploaded was about 13 years ago, and that was Whisper Crystal, and her sort of disappearance from the community is one of the biggest. Oh, of course you are. Yes, of course you are. I sent you the script, didn't I? Of course. I'm so sorry. My brain has my brain has been a bit mixed up lately. I mean, a few weeks ago I said goodbye to a family member, at their funeral, and it's all just been up in the air in the family at the moment, so I'm just... Yeah, Matty Tingles, he's still going. He is still going. Frivy, obviously, is still going. ASMR Glow came along a bit later. Oh, excuse me, I've got hiccups. ASMR Glow came along a bit later. Who else? Ooh. Frivy. Do. So many. I follow so many. Yeah, I remember you telling me. I'm sorry about that. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's just still a bit stressful at the moment, because there's some other things happening in the background that's causing some worry for some people, but I'm not going to go down that road. I'm not going to take you down that road. It's not fair on you, and it's not something... Maria, of course. Maria Gentle Whispering. Her sister does ASMR now. I think she's called ASMR Sense or something like that, but she has a channel now. and you can tell she's Maria's sister. You can tell she's Gentle Whispering's sister. But I think Maria kind of persuaded her sister to create a channel, and you know, she's growing quickly as well. And I wish her all the best. As I say, with my niche content, I never really expected to be an overnight, boom fest, as it were, because I'm quite niche in what I create. I don't do tapping or I haven't got the nails to begin with. I'm a nail biter anyway. Stress. So all in all, I work with what I have, and of course my voice is my tool. Now, a lot of people would say, but hang on, you don't sound anything like Lord Volkov. You don't sound like anything like Maximus. I can slip into Maximus quite easily. It's just that when I record him, I have to do it in my own voice with a slight accent. It's just when I come to edit the voice that I take it down. Oh yes, the French Whisperer. The French Whisperer. I'm terrible at French accents, I'm afraid. I sound like a poor man's version of Charles Aznavour. Oh, Made in France. That's another good one. Yes. Ring. Yeah. I mean, him, Fred's voice. Who else is good at? There's the Lord of ASMR. There's loads of. The thing is, there's a lot of male. There's a lot more male ASMR artists than there used to be. But as I say, my trigger tool is my voice, but I have to edit it because naturally, this is my natural voice, and I can't lower it as deep as I can. I can't actually lower it to the depth that Volkov actually has. To actually lower it to the voice that he has would actually kill my vocal cords. So I have to put it through an editor and lower the volume to about, not the volume, the pitch, to -20. So yeah, that's the thing. There is amazing. There is so much incredible choice now, and I think some people would say that the whole genre is oversaturated. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's a fair term to use. I don't feel it's a fair term to use. But, there's, as I said earlier in the live stream, there's a lot of yeah, see, that's the thing. I have quite a deep voice, but to get the real booming voices that I do, I have to put them through an editor. I use Audacity for characters like Rafik and Trajan. I take down to -15. Same with Garen of Trigon. But for characters like Jeffrey of Trigon, Volkov, Maximus, I take them down to at least -20 on pitch, because that is what interesting. That is what. But you know, I'm trying different things and different ideas and creating new ideas. As you know, if you follow me on Twitter and Instagram, I have 2 Instagram accounts now. I split my personal account and my Lord of War and Heartache account, which has helped. Which has helped quite a bit. It just makes it easier balancing out. Yeah, I agree with you there, Goody. But if you know me, which you do, I have this theory going on which you know about, and I feel that if certain ASM artists are comfortable with doing that, they could be comfortable with doing something else, if you know what I mean. It's something I've been advocating for a very long time, but not having had much success in attracting people on board. I'm not actually going to talk about it here in detail, but I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. And, you know, it kind of makes sense that you'd think that those ASM artists who are, shall we say, confident in themselves would jump at the chance to be part of something unique, shall we say. Yeah, let's say that. Something really unique and different in the ASMR community. Because that's what I've been trying to advocate all this time. But I'm hoping this new idea that's on its way will actually attract more people on board for my other ideas. Because I think once they get wind of what I'm doing with my friend, I really think they're going to sit up and go, oh my god, I've been missing out on this. I want in. I really do believe that. Because once everything falls into place, the world is going to sit up and they're going to notice what they've been missing. And there might be some where I turn around and go, well, you had your opportunity, you know, well, thank you, but you had your opportunity and you said no. Not that I probably would, because I'm not really that sort of person, but, you know, I have that prerogative. But, and I'm not trying to prove anyone wrong. That's the last thing I want to do. I don't want to try and prove anyone wrong. But I want to show them here. I want to make my mark. I want to show them that I am serious about what I create. I've always been serious about what I create. But I want to show just how serious I am about what I create. I want to really... I want to home run it. I want to knock it out the ballpark. I want to be the cricketer that hits sixes after sixes outside the boundary, you know. I want to be the baseball player that knocks it out the ballpark every time. I want to be the soccer player that gets every single goal in the World Cup for their team. I want to be the whatever it is in American football where they score every time or something like that. I don't know. I don't watch American football. You know, I think exactly. I see ASMR as a genre in itself. The thing is, there are no subgenres. I'm not saying pigeonhole them. I'm not saying create pigeonholes. I'm not saying, you know, file them away, never to be seen again, that sort of thing. But there's no clarity in the ASMR community. There is no, music has genres, and then it has subgenres. Like you've got classical music, you've got opera, you've got Renaissance, you've got Baroque, you've got modern classical, you've got folk classical, things like that. And it's like things like that. I mean, it's like what I listen to, metal. You've got heavy metal, death metal, black metal, Viking metal, goth metal, pagan metal, speed metal, power metal, symphonic metal, and they all come under, and then you've got groups, subgenres under the subgenres. It's like, think of it like a family tree with different genres. I mean, it's like cinema. Cinema has genres in genres, and I think that's where it becomes complicated with ASMR, because I think because there are so many different creators, it makes it very difficult for anyone to agree on how ASMR wants, how ASMR ought to be. I agree. It should. It ought to be at that point now that we can, that the community can sort of identify the subgenres and because you've got people like me who are storytellers, you've got people who do finger tapping, you've got people who do ear licking and spit painting. I mean, what is spit painting? I've not actually watched a spit painting video. It holds no. I mean, basically, it's, from what I can tell, it's where it's like when you see someone score a goal or something, and they go like that. But I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. It's not for me. Passe pour moi. Passe pour moi. Seriously. I mean, I honestly don't try and knock it, because obviously people like it, but I just don't get it. I just don't understand it myself. And I'm sure people feel the same about my ideas. The difference is we could easily do that. We ought to get a group of ASM artists together and see what they think. It wouldn't. I guess it wouldn't hurt. I'm sure we can find templates online. But I mean, it's like with my project, I've got some very, very unusual, niche, unique ideas that don't really get considered by the ASMR community. And the whole reason I'm trying to prove that what I'm trying to prove has a place in ASMR is because I absolutely believe it does. A lot of people, I've had people in the past come up to me about it and say, "Oh, you've got ulterior motives about it." No ulterior motives. I am simply trying to prove that something can be a legitimate ASMR trigger, and that it has its place as an ASMR trigger. I'm serious. I'm absolutely 100% serious about this. And anyone who's watching it back can message me, because there might be ASMR artists watching this who know exactly what I'm talking about. And message me, contact me, because I have given everyone every opportunity to talk to me about it. I have honestly said, approach me. I won't approach people. I don't like approaching people. I know it's a dumb thing in the ASMR community, but I honestly don't believe that, you know, I don't believe in pressuring people into doing something. I don't believe that, you know, you should do something because you're asked to do it. You should want to be able to do it. I honestly believe that if it's something you want to do, you should be free to do it. You know, you can't just, and that's why I've always said, approach me if you've got concerns, message me, we'll talk about it. You know, and no one has. So how do I know what people are thinking or doing or saying if they're not approaching me to talk about it? You know, if people have got genuine concerns, exactly. You know, I have honestly thought of changing my name from Ondarian ASMR to Maverick ASMR, because clearly I am a maverick. Because that's how I feel sometimes. I feel like I'm the maverick, a maverick in ASMR. You know, pushing the genre. And let me just, I'm never sure what that means. Maverick meaning, and I'm not talking about Top Gun. Here we go. Maverick, noun. A person who shows independence of thought and action, especially by refusing to adhere to the policies of a group to which he or she belongs. So, yeah, call me a maverick. I might even change my name to Maverick ASMR, and I might even put that. In fact, I'm going to copy and paste that. I might even put that as my header, you know, as my text. Or I might just make a header with that on it. I think that might be fun, because that might get the message across. When I finish this live stream, I'm going to make a new header for Instagram, Twitter and YouTube to be used, because I think that would be... Yeah, I'm going to mull over the actual... I think I'm going to mull over calling myself Maverick. I think I'm going to stick with Ondarian ASMR, because that's what people know me as. But I think I'm going to add to my bios on Instagram, YouTube and Twitter about being a Maverick, because I honestly think... you know, that's... Yeah. I genuinely don't think I will call myself Maverick ASMR, but I will find a way of putting that definition into my profile on my social media, because I really think it's worth pointing that out. You know, I think it's time people realise that I do everything to stand out, because I've always been told to be with the crowd. I've always been told I have to be like everyone else. I've always been told in the past nothing wrong with aliases at all, you know. I mean, obviously my other alias is Lord of War and Heartache on Instagram, because that's my other account. You know, that's my second account. So that was how I split my personal Instagram from my channel content Instagram. You know, so I've got... Sorry, if you've noticed me scratching my arm, I've just scratched an insect bite, unfortunately, and I think I've broken the skin, but never mind. We live and learn. Yes. Oh dear. That's taking it out of me at the moment. I'll tell you what. I'm going to take a 5-minute break, because I want to go and get some more water, and then we'll carry on when I come back. So I'm going to turn this mic off. I'm going to get the music playing. And then I'm going to take a 5-minute break or thereabouts to get everything sorted, get myself watered and everything, and I'll be right back. So if anyone joins the chat, I haven't gone, I'm not leaving, I'm still here, just need a break.
Legends never die when the world is calling you. Can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, relentless, you survive. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, they'll rot into smoke when the fire is fierce. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die. They're written down in eternity, but you'll never see the price it costs. The scars collected all their lives. When everything's lost, they pick up their hearts and defense defeat. Before it all starts, they suffer through harm just to touch a dream. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die. When the world is calling out your name, begging you to fight. Pick yourself up once more. Pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. You've been searching in the dark Your sweat soaking through the floor. And buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. You feel a dream, can't you see it getting closer? Just surrender, cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding open. It's a picture in the pulpit and your blind devotion. There's something breaking at the brick of every wall, it's holding all that you know. So tell me, do you want to go? Where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. Colossal we come, these renegades in the ring, where the lost get found, every crown of the circus king. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. It's blinding out, shining, and it's to let you know. Just surrender, cause you're coming and you wanna go. Where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night. Impossible goes through, intoxicating you. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. It's everything you ever want, it's everything you ever need, and it's here right in front of you. This is where you wanna be. It's everything you ever want, it's everything you ever need, and it's here right in front of you. This is where you wanna be. This is the greatest show. Where the runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. We light it up, we won't come down, and the walls can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. 'Cause everything you want is right in front of you, and you see the impossible is coming true, and the walls can't stop us now. Yeah.
And we're back. I'm just making sure the other bits are turned off. We can close that down. I've had a break. I've got some more water. And I am back. So thank you still for joining me if you're with me. Lovely to have you here. So before the break, I took, I was talking about sort of breaking the mould and standing out amongst the crowd and all that, because that's what I want to do. I don't, as I said before, I don't want to be part of the sort of in crowd, as it were. I want to be unique. I want to stand out amongst, not stand out like a sore thumb, but, be my own thing, be my own idea. Bring something new to the table, which is what I'm doing. And I'm looking for people to help me bring it to the table, bring that new thing to the table. I can't do it on my own. I've got a few people on board helping me, and I've had a few people on board helping me, but I'd love to have so many more people, because I think once this idea is picked up by other people, they will want to do it for themselves. They will want to be, creating their own thing from it. They will want to expand upon it. There's really exciting things that you can create from all this. I really do believe that, and I genuinely think there is a future in everything that I'm coming up with, and I genuinely believe there's a future in everything that my friend and I are coming up with. I honestly believe that. But as I said, I can't do it on my own. I am honestly doing what I can, when I can, how I can, and it's not easy, and nothing ever is. Nothing should be easy, because if it were easy, everyone would be jumping on the bandwagon. And the thing is, I'm not looking for people to get on the bandwagon. I want people to find their own path beside the bandwagon. I want them to create their own thing, come up with their own ideas, but use my idea as the basis for it. I've seen a lot of potential in the ASMR community towards, what I'm looking at, but no one's really capitalising on it. No one's really looking at it seriously. I consider myself to be perhaps the one that's, and I think it might be a bit more difficult because I'm a male ASMR artist that's come up with this idea, but as I said, there's no ulterior motives, nothing of that sort. It's just that it's ironic that the one person who sees the idea just happens to be me, and I can see how it would work, and why it would work, and why it would work so well. And that's the thing. It takes my kind of mind to see that detail that everyone else may be missing. To see that little spark of inspiration light up and trigger the fire that burns inside. As I said, everything I do is done with deepest respect, deepest, honour and all that, and everything like that. There is nothing sinister or no ulterior motives or anything like that in whatever I create. It's all pure creativity, imagination, originality, and if people don't want to be involved, that's fine. But if they, I've given them every opportunity to raise, to talk to me about it. And if you don't talk to me about it, I can't get the census. I can't gain the knowledge I need. I can't gauge the opinion. Silence tells me nothing. Silence tells me absolutely nothing. And that's what makes it a lot harder. It's the community factor that makes it so important that ideas are shared and adapted and viewed and reviewed and talked about, discussed, things like that. Because if people don't raise their concerns or talk openly about anything, how do you know what can be changed, what needs to be made better, what alterations are needed, and this is speaking as an autistic adult, what what's the word? What's the word we use? Adjustments. That's it. What adjustments can be made? You know, what works well for you, that, you know, common ground, that's all it needs. And I honestly think that if we don't talk, we can't find that common ground. We can't openly discuss what needs to be said, what needs to be done. And I don't... Because the thing is, I don't see the community as big channels versus small channels. That's not how it goes, and that's how it shouldn't go. That's how it should not go. You know, we are a community, no matter if we have 1 subscriber or, you know, in some cases nearly 4.5 million subscribers. We are still a community. We are still part of a huge picture. And I'm not speaking on behalf of myself, I'm not speaking on behalf of the community, because the thing is, I can only speak for myself. But there's just things that need to be understood, need to be known, need to be heard, need to be felt. And I honestly think that I mean, let's put it this way. I have seen the ASMR community divided. I have absolutely seen it torn to shreds. And it was a terrible, terrible time. I can't remember what the actual incidents were, but there was incidents and... Excuse me, I need another swig of water. You know, the ASMR community was divided. And it was a dreadful, dreadful situation. And I think... I'm not saying something died. I don't think anything actually died that day. But the spirit retreated. The spirit of ASMR retreated. And in all honesty, it became... the community felt divided. It felt like one side very much so. You know, I really agree there. You know, as Goody has said, the funny thing with trends is that trends need trendsetters to start the trend. People are usually scared to discuss the things they like if they think they're the only one liking it. And that's the thing. I am not afraid to discuss it. That's the honest thing. You know, the reason I'm open to discussion and all that is because I really believe that my idea holds water. I honestly believe that it has a place in ASMR, and I see so much potential in it. If you follow me on Instagram, and if you follow my new feed, Lord of War and Heartache, you'll know my 2 feeds because they both got similar profile pictures. One's a sort of artistic version of myself as Maximus, and the Lord of War and Heartache is me as Maximus. So you'll recognise them, and they're linked in both bios. So one bio will take you to the other, and vice versa. And of course, if you follow me on Twitter, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's the thing. I think I'm not trying to be a trendsetter. That's the thing. I'm not trying to be a trendsetter. I am trying to broaden the horizons of ASMR. I'm trying to show that something has a place in ASMR and that it doesn't have to be done in a manner that most people consider to be sultry, shall we say, or disagreeable, or, you know, how best to put it, that wouldn't cause upset or, you know, I'm losing what I'm trying to say here, but you know what I mean. Because I honestly believe that anything and everything can be done with the deepest and utmost respect and honour. I honestly, truly believe that. You know, I think yeah, sorry, I'm just checking something. I don't know really. It's since I came up with this idea, it's been a struggle, and I'm not going to deny that it has been hard work. And you know, I've been writing and adapting and editing and rewriting and re-editing scripts and things, and I just don't know. I honestly just don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna call anyone out because that's wrong to do so, and I'm not gonna blame anyone because there's no one to blame, not even myself. I have 100% faith and belief in what I create. Everything I create, I believe in, I have faith in. There is no what's the words I'm looking for? There's no sinister plot. There's no ulterior motive. There's nothing like that at all. You know, people are free to believe what they want to believe and what they want to think. I'm not going to judge anyone. I've always said that my communities are built without judgment or prejudice or anything like that, and I'm glad to say I have friends who feel the same way. You know, I have made friends along the way who feel exactly the same way, which makes things a whole lot easier. But, you know, there are things I still struggle with. I'm not going to deny it. And there are things that I know I can't do on my own. You know, I can't create... I always said this world has got to a point now that it's bigger than I ever anticipated. And that's not a bad thing at all. It's fantastic that it's got as big as it has. It's just a pity that I'm not able to populate it. You know, there's a lot of characters I'm voicing myself, but I'm one person, and see, that's the strange thing, because rather than Edison, I sometimes think I'm more Tesla. I sometimes think I'm more Nikola Tesla, who, you know, yes, he died penniless and destitute in 1942, but and a lot of his inventions were lost. But, you know, if it weren't for him, we wouldn't have things like wireless technology. We wouldn't have things like Wi-Fi and 4G and Bluetooth and things like that. Tesla actually paved the way for that sort of technology. Without even realising, he believed there would be wireless communication in the future. And his experiments paved the way for that. So, to a degree, yes, I'm Edison and Ford in that I will stick with everything I do, but I'm also Nikola Tesla because I guess I'm looking towards the future. You know, I'm looking towards new technology and new ideas and things like that. And yes, for many years his name was mostly forgotten, sadly. But even so, the impact he's made on the modern world is incredible. You know, he doesn't get as much credit as he deserves. Tesla is so much more than what people think he is. I mean, he was... A journalist once asked Albert Einstein, what's it like being the cleverest man on the planet? And Einstein actually responded with, I don't know, you'll have to ask Nikola Tesla. And that was Einstein. You know, even he respected Tesla. You know, even he saw Tesla's ideas as potentially groundbreaking. You know, if anyone's a hustler in my world, it's Maximus. Maximus is most like Thomas Edison of all. He is the hustler. He is the businessman. You know, but I compare myself more to Nikola Tesla than any other sort of... I'm not a scientific genius. I will never be a scientific genius, but I'm a dreamer. I'm a dreamer, I'm a creator, I'm a storyteller, if you can think of it, it's possible that I'm not everything. I'm not perfect. I'm a human being. There is no such thing as a 100% perfect human being. I worked with someone who believed they were 100% perfect, and they told me that they never made mistakes. Well, that in itself was a mistake, because the moment you tell someone you never make a mistake, that's when you make your own life very difficult, because the moment you make a mistake and you try and, you know... Exactly. Angel Wings, hello! Lovely to have you here. Lovely to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, that's true. You know, people do think outside the box, and I was always taught outside the box thinking. One moment, I'm awfully sorry. Oh no, it's okay. I had some lights on in the background that I thought were a bit closer to... I mean, they're LEDs, so they're not hot or anything. But I mean, I wouldn't say I'm one of the greatest people. That's very sweet, of course. That's a very sweet sentiment. No, I mean, you know, I've always been encouraged to think outside the box and create. And this entire project, particularly the caravan, has been one of the most complex. The caravan especially has been one of the most complex and unique projects, and it's still ongoing. There's still a future for it. It's just finding people to... I mean, we've already got people working on chapter 2, and, you know, I'm very happy about that. I've done my bit for chapter 2 already. There's a few other bits I need to record. Marigold, hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you, yes. Yes, oh, good grief, we've been at the 2-hour mark. Oh, thank you, Angel Wings. That actually does mean a lot to me. I don't know. I truly appreciate your kind gesture. You know, that is really kind of you to say. But I'm a storyteller. First and foremost, it's my passion. And my vision for the caravan is very, very, shall we say, specific. And I actually created my own character because I obviously believed that I should put myself in the same position as everyone else, because it would be so unfair if other people took on such roles and the host didn't have a character of his own. I mean, yes, I voiced Maximus in the project, but I do have my own character, which I believe is very, very important. Because I do prefer to put myself in the same shoes as anyone else. You know, it's only right and fair and proper that I do. You know, I would never ask anyone to do something that I'm not prepared to do myself. And I was very prepared to put myself in the same position as the other cast members in Chapter 1 and again in Chapter 2. And of course Chapter 3 is on the way. You know, I'm expanding the cast of characters for that as well. There is messages on social media, so please keep an eye out for them. But as I said, it's not been easy. This search for people has not been easy. But as they said in the film The Field of Dreams, build it and they will come. And I seriously believe that. I mean, I've been working on this project for well over a year now. It took a long time to get Chapter 1 made. Chapter 2 is moving along, which I'm very, very happy with. So I know where that is now. And yeah, it's just finding other people to join me, really. Just finding other people who want to be a part of. Because I've got other, you know, non-specific characters as well. I mean, Justin ASMR, who was in the chat earlier, I don't know if he's still with us. If you are, please say hello. He's going to be playing an audience member for Chapter 3. But you know, there's people who put up the tents. You know, the encampment workers, looking for costumers, cooks, medics, makeup artists in the encampment. You know, anyone or anything. Merchants who set up outside the sort of, you know, who have nothing to do with the encampment, but set up because they know where there's a crowd, there's a way, you know, there's a place to make a quick buck, as it were, you know, place to make some easy money. And yeah, so you can tell I'm tired because you can hear it in my voice. But yeah, the caravan is what I call a passion project. It's an absolute passion project, because I really believe in the concept, and I'm so grateful to everyone whom I have on board for it. I really am. it does mean so much that I've had people helping me in chapter 1, and I've got people on board for chapter 2, and you know, he's hoping that I can encourage other people to join me. I will probably split this this live stream into other shorter videos as well, because I think it's important that certain points are shared. And you know, it's getting the right people on board to help, and encouraging the right people on board. And sorry, I'm getting messages left, right and centre now. Nothing to do with the project or anything, it's just but you know, it's finding the right people of the right confidence to help. You know, I know not everyone feels confident or anything like that, and I won't ever force any. You know, I have rules where I absolutely promise never to force anyone into a role they don't want to participate in. You know, I make it very clear that that's the thing. I always make it very clear what I'm creating. I know I haven't been very clear during this live stream, but if you... Sorry. Oh. I don't have any nails and I've got an itch. I'm a nail biter. There we go. Sorry about that. But you know, I just think everyone should have a shot at trying something new, trying something different. You know, if they don't feel comfortable, you know, don't go for it. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, don't go for it. But if it's something you really feel you might want to try, I say go for it. You know, don't let it slip by, in all honesty, because when will some sort of opportunity like that come again? I mean, earlier, before I had my break to get some more water, I was referring to myself as a maverick. And I will repeat the maverick meaning again, which I'm going to be putting at the top of my social media as well. Maverick is a person who shows independence of thought and action, especially by refusing to adhere to the policies of a group to which he, she, or they belong to. And you know, that's pretty much how I kind of feel. You know, I did joke earlier that I was going to change my name to Maverick ASMR, but I'm going to stick to Ondarian ASMR because that's what everyone knows me as. However, I'm going to put that quotation as my social media headers so that people can see, you know, what it means. I think that might be something unusual and different to have, and I like it. You know, people can quite easily call me a maverick, and I will accept that, because I like the thought of, you know, not of going against the grain, of, you know, of standing out amongst the crowd and being who I'm meant to be, you know, being me. It does make a huge I'll look at that later. You know, it does make a huge difference to, you know, I've always said though, I'm not really a mainstream ASM artist. I am one that does their own thing. And I said earlier on, sort of near the beginning of this chat, exactly, Goody. That's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. I mean, earlier on, I was talking about how others said to me, "Oh, you can't just create what makes you happy. You've got to create what the people want." As I said earlier on, ooh, I like that. Maverick Productions. Yes. I like that a lot. That's fantastic, Angel Wings. I think that's brilliant. That's a fan. Be a voice, not an echo. Oh, that's something I will choose to live by as well. You know, and the thing is, I said, because I didn't say people are, but I said society is fickle. Society is fickle. Trends come and go. Storytelling, in my mind, is forever. I said, you know, earlier on in the live stream, I actually said that, you know, storytelling, recorded history has been around for about 6,000 years, whereas, or maybe not, maybe a bit longer than that, maybe 7,000 or 8,000 years, because Egypt is over 7,000 years old as a civilization. But, you know, storytelling for many centuries before writing came along, in the form of cuneiform to begin with, was word of mouth. Storytelling has a place throughout history, and I believe storytelling has a future as well. You know, all these... Oh, sorry. A bit of neck ache. Going down into my shoulder like that. It's going down from there. Going down from there into my shoulder. I think I must have slept funny last night, so don't mind me if I move my shoulder a bit. The pain will pass. I've had this sort of pain before. It's nothing unusual. Just muscle. It's muscular. It's muscular. But honestly, I really do think that a lot of the triggers that exist will eventually go out of fashion. I really do. And storytelling will be one of those things that will help to keep a lot of these triggers alive, because storytelling keeps going. You know, it relies on, you know, just doing the triggers themselves, I think, will go out of fashion. But incorporating them into storytelling, I mean, mine are mainly atmospheric triggers, you know, like fireplace, sounds of fireplaces, running water, things like that. But, you know, people who make videos for my channels also do visual triggers as well, you know, like if they've got like a goblet of wine or something, they tap the goblet, or they, you know, fiddle about with a bit of paper or something like that. It all depends on the... I really must have slept badly on this shoulder, because it's like I've wrenched my neck. I mean, the pain will pass. The pain will pass. It's just like a sharp pain in my neck. I'll be okay. What was I saying, though? It's just a bit distracting. There we go. There we go. Yeah, this was the shoulder I dislocated all those years ago, so it does give me jip. Must be bad weather on the way, because if it's giving me this much jip, that usually is a sign of bad weather. If it carries on, I'll take some painkillers. Because I'm not drinking. I'm only drinking water tonight. I'm not drinking alcohol or anything. But you know, I really do think that because Angel Wings is involved in the project itself, the Caravan project, and I'm really happy that you are, to be honest with you, because I know your content, because obviously you've supplied other voices and characters for other collaborations I've done, and I've always been impressed with what you create, and I'm really looking forward to the twins being brought to life, and eventually what I'd like to do is animate them. So you voice them, but they become animated. At the moment, that's still in the experimental stages, but I think it will be doable, and I think it will be quite exciting if we can see them come to life eventually. So I'll keep you posted on that, but for now they will be static images. Oh yeah, the pain's going now. But that definitely means bad weather's on the way. When my shoulder starts feeling like it's being crushed, that means really bad weather's on the way. Not cold weather, but really damp, horrible weather. You're very welcome, Angel Wings. You're very welcome indeed. Yeah. There's a couple of examples on my Instagram and Twitter feed. Some experiments of a. Well, no, this is true. But obviously, when you can't afford animators and things like that, AI is the best option, because you can run AI programs quite reasonably on a low budget, and with what I've demonstrated with the female character, the unnamed female test character, and Maximus, it goes to show that you can achieve reasonable animation. There's still some way to go, but you know, it's proof of concept, which I'm very, very, very happy with. I think proof of concept is always a good thing to have. But of course, you know, even animation doesn't beat live action. You know, I'd like to have some live action characters still in the projects along the way, because I think sometimes you have to have that live action element as well for reality. You know, you've got to remind. I mean, we could have, I don't know, in the future, live action and animated characters next to each other. So, you know, I could have myself as Maximus with an animated version of, you know, Volkov, or even the Shadow Lord, who has made an appearance before. It would make animating certain characters so much more easier, and bringing to life various characters so much more easier. Cleo and Trajan as well. I've got sort of base characters now for both of them. There's 3 videos on the way for them. I've got to send off the audio to my co-star, Guinevere. Yes, Blender, and yes, CGI, yes. That would be good. That would be good, because, you know, there's eventually I'd like the Dragon Lord, and he is a dragon, to come to life in the future. No, I completely understand what you mean, Goody. I do understand what you mean. You know, it's a tool to help with animation. It's not the be all and end all of animation. So just keeping an eye on the time. It's 10:20. But yeah, as I say, I think on top of animation as well, I'd still like some live action content as well. I think Lord of War and Heartache and everything else I create needs a sense of live action as well, because that's how it works best, a mixture. You know, that's the thing. I want to be able to demonstrate a whole range of techniques and talents along the way, and have as many people involved as possible. And as I say, I've really honestly struggled to get people on board for various aspects of this project. In the beginning it was quite easy, but in the end, you know, up at this point now, it seems to be quite complicated to get people on board. But I'm hopeful that the future will be a lot brighter and more people will want to be involved. It always does feel, you know, I always do feel a bit downhearted when I do make these announcements, and I know I shouldn't feel downhearted, but when I make all these announcements and repeat announcements and no one comes forward, it does make you feel downhearted. It does make you feel like, what am I doing wrong? What is it? You know, tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me why you're not, you know, you're not responding, sort of thing. But you can't force people to respond. That's the truth. You can't force people to respond. You can only go by... But people must know by now how tenacious I am. You know, I have the tenacity and the willpower to keep going, regardless of, you know, nothing holds me back. I don't let anything hold me back. I keep going regardless, because yeah. However, I feel like I've run out. I'm afraid I feel like I've run out of steam, so I may bring this. I think I'm going to bring this live stream to a close. But I really appreciate. Yeah, I think I've run out of steam. I think I'm going to say thank you to everyone for being here. Thank you for all your interaction and kind comments. I really, really appreciate you being here. I will be streaming again this week because I've got the house to myself, so I'm going to make the most of it. You know, if you're watching this back on the replay and you want to be involved with any of my projects, I mean, I announce them on Twitter, I announce them on Instagram. There's talk about them in my community page on my YouTube channel. You know, you can message me on Instagram, you can message me on Twitter, you can email me. My email's in my bio. You know, please contact me and we'll talk, because I really would love to hear from you, and I would really love to collaborate with you. It would mean so much to be able to collaborate with as many amazing people as possible on my projects, regardless of what you want to be in them. You know, please let me know which project you're interested in, and I will set you up with all the information and answer all your questions. So yeah, and thank you very much, Goody. Yes, you have a great night too. So I'm going to call it a night, and you know, thank you so much for joining me. But as I said, Twitter, Instagram, you can message me there. You can email me in my bio. Just go down to the bottom and click email address, whatever it says, and you'll find it. So thank you, and I'll see you later on. have a good night. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend if I don't see you over the weekend. All the best.